Just a little bit. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Friday Experience. She is excited. Hey, tell the kids to lower the TV a little bit. That joint's loud. If I can hear it, that means it's loud. All right, guys. So listen, man. Let me make a couple of. Oh, let me share. Oh, let's forget to share. Oh. What happened? You pee pee? Did you really? Babe, can you check our daughter? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Alright, so for those of you who are on, let me just tell y'all now.
Yes.
We're doing big things, y'all. We are, for right now, if you are interested in getting a text message so that you can know when we come on live, then I want you to text 24251. Text LSMIN, that's LSMIN, to 24251, and you will be added to the list to receive a text message whenever we go live. So that is the latest thing. That because we be doing our thing over here before we actually go live. So I want you guys to be able to know when the live is actually going down. So I'm gonna let y'all know. Hold on, let me type it up. Text LS and caps don't really matter. Just want to throw that out there. 24251. Also, make sure you join the Friday Experience group, so that you can hear some of our announcements. And while I'm typing this up, now would be a good time for y'all to share this so that other people can join us. All right. And last but not least, I am taking some of the stuff from Facebook and putting them onto YouTube. So, hey, happy Sabbath, Michelle. So for those of you who you may be taking a social media fast or something, but you want to keep up with what's going on with the Friday Experience, I will be putting this stuff on YouTube. Now, I'm trying to do better. As a matter of fact, I actually am supposed to have somebody who puts it on YouTube for me. But, we all have busy lives, so I understand when these things happen. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? But yeah, man, we just trying to do what we have to do so that people can stay informed. Because what we're doing here with the Friday Experience, man, we are creating a spiritual community. I feel led to kind of share this before we get into our topic, and let me light my incense. But we're creating a spiritual community. This is not supposed to be just like a random Bible study or a random service. We're looking to to have a community in which everyone who joins can grow spiritually without the pressures of having to conform to any particular denomination or group thought. If there's anything that we all agree on, we all agree that Jesus is Lord, that Jesus saves. What that means to all of us might be something different, and that's based on our relationship with God. And if you want Bible studies for me to help you get some foundations, I am more than willing to do that, to give you a foundation. But the desire that I have for the Friday Experience is that we be a spiritual community where we know that everybody who is involved is somewhat serious about their spiritual journey. What's going on, Renee? Happy Sabbath. And they're not just trying to do religion. Everyone who's a part of the Friday Experience, you are a part of shifting church culture. Y'all know that, right? We're shifting church culture. And I promise you, like, in a few years, you're going to see more of this type of model. And you're going to be like, wow, we were doing it first. And we were one of the pioneers in shifting the church culture, moving away from entertainment and going towards enlightenment and actual real spirituality. We're living in some times where we need it. We're like, we can't be entertained no more. This world is wicked. Have y'all been paying attention to the stuff that's been going on? Yo, it's everywhere.
Like, I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
But I find out about everything, at work. Cause somebody's always talking about the
Right.
people who care about that.
Yep.
That sounds wrong. shouldn't care.
Yeah.
Who cares about that? And they're just gonna push it on you.
Yeah.
I don't need any help. My mind is already active.
No, I feel you. I feel you 100%. I actually don't watch the news. What I do, though, I listen to the Breakfast Club and I listen to D.L. Hughley. Mm-hmm. No, I shouldn't even have said their name because they're not sponsored. But one day, you never know. But
right.
I listen to those radio shows and what they do. They keep me informed on a lot of things. And this world is just like, we already knew it was wicked, so it's not like a surprise. I think some people think it's going to get better. And D.L. Hughley actually said something interesting today. He said the economy is at the best it's ever been. More people are working than they ever have. And at the same time, hate is also increasing just as rapidly.
Yes.
And he's like, people think that they hate because they're in need. People hate because there's hate in their heart. And I was like, that's deep, DL. I was like, that's deep. He's like, hate is increasing just as much as the economy is. So we got to be connected, y'all. We can't be playing church. We can't do this whole, I'm a part of this group, I'm a part of that group, and this world is getting wicked. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a part of any group. I try to be clear because people think I'm like anti-denomination. I'm not anti-denomination. All I'm saying is the denomination in of itself is a tool to connect you closer to the Most High. If you're not connected to the Most High, it doesn't matter what group you claim to be a part of. That doesn't matter. You need to have a real relationship. So the Friday Experience is really to help those grow in that, to grow in a real relationship, because you can ask questions, you can have dialogue, and I hope y'all don't mind friendly debates and stuff like that, because we're not going to agree in everything. If you're looking for a place where you agree in everything, then you're already failed, because everybody's a free thinker, everybody has a relationship with Christ that differs. Iron sharpens iron. We're here to sharpen one another. We're not here to dictate and control one another, but to sharpen one another. So you are to move as you are convicted to move. Amen. Hey, my mom made it. Happy Sabbath, Mom. Hey. Yes, and she got that text message. So once again, for those of you who are just joining, if you want to be a part of the phone group, I love my mom. My mom's like my heart. If you want to be a part of the phone group, text 24251. Text LSMIN. That's LSMIN to 24251, and you will be a part of the group that will get the text message before we go live. So with all that being said, how's your week? Y'all week been good? Yeah? You have to think about it?
Yes. Yes. No, my week ended good. I'll say that.
Okay.
My week did not start good.
Really?
Started terrible.
Well, we'll talk about it over food. Abby is slaying in the kitchen. I don't know why y'all don't come here. Whoever's in Huntsville, if you're not here and you live in Huntsville, you are just failing, because Abby be slaying in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And Kiki, I forgot to say this, so I'll say it for next week. Can you make your donuts next week?
I was just going to say that too, because I thought about it. I was like, the next time they go.
There you go. See, that's the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We connected. You want to do a Friday Christmas edition? When we talk about the birth of Christ? You really want me to talk about that and just ruin everybody's Christmas? I'll do that. All right. So we already had prayer. So we're not going to do that again. I hope you guys pray before y'all come on. If y'all don't, that's fine. But it'll really be beneficial if everybody kind of prays and we're all on in one spirit. So we've been talking about prayer, and we've been dealing with the model that Jesus gave us. People call it the Lord's Prayer, and it's a prayer model in which Christ gave us to teach us how to pray. It's not a prayer in and of itself, but it's supposed to show us the type of mindset, the type of spirit that we're supposed to have when we enter into prayer. So if you haven't seen the first 3, I recommend you go see it. Like, it's not like you have to have seen it to learn something, but it would really bless you if you see the first 3 and really see how this prayer is put together, because this is an awesome prayer model. Hope y'all been implementing all the stuff that we've been talking about thus far, practicing it to the best of your ability. You said what?
I said being more cognizant of what and how I pray.
Yes, that's all we can ask, right? That's all we can ask. So today we're gonna deal with the give us this day our daily bread. We dealt with the kingdom and will on earth as it is in heaven. I think we dealt with that, right? That there is a realm where God's will is not deterred. There's a realm where God's will is happening, where sin does not affect it, where our lack of faith does not affect it, where our a bad decision doesn't affect it. There's a realm where God's will is forever happening, and that's in heaven. And our prayer should be that that very will that's happening in heaven will happen here on earth. You know what I mean? That God has a government that is not dependent on sin. You know, we've been on earth for so long that our relationship is so sin-based that we forget that there'll be a time where sin will not be a factor. Sin will not be the basis or the reason for us coming to Jesus. Like, we've been on earth that we're used to coming to Jesus because of something wrong. But there's a relationship that God desires where it's not always for forgiveness or for salvation, where we have a relationship with God that's literally built on love. You know what I mean? So we should be expecting that kingdom to come down and manifest itself on earth. Okay, so with all that being said, give us this day our daily bread. It's such a simple statement. I want y'all to tell me what comes to mind when you hear that line. Give us this day our daily bread.
Yes. The word is supposed to be like food to us. It's something that we're supposed to meditate on or to feed our soul every day.
Okay.
So that when we pray, we can so much remind him of his promise.
That's actually a good point. That's a good point. Praying to remind him of his promises, really remind us of his promises in our prayer. That's good. That's actually really, really good. What comes to mind, Carolyn?
When you think daily bread, you think nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
So give us this day. Can you please give us our nourishment?
Yes.
Please give us our nourishment.
No, and you hit it. Give us. See, I think the part that we kind of gloss over is that word daily. When we pray, we should be asking for what's necessary today. You know, we have a tendency to always, some of us have a tendency to have prayers that's constantly focused on what happened yesterday or at some point in the past. And there's those of us who are always praying for something to come in the future. It's like always future minded. And it's not to say to ignore either one of those. It's not to ignore the past or the present or the future, but it's to be intentional about asking God to give you what you need today. Because the problem is that which happened in the past, in a very general sense, that which happened in the past, you can no longer affect. It's kind of over, you know, and I'm speaking very basic because there is another realm that we're not going to deal with tonight. But generally speaking, what happened in the past is done. And the future that you're praying for, you may never even reach. Like literally, today is all you have. Tomorrow is not promised. And many of us, we take life for granted so much that we're asking for tomorrow's meal today. We're saying, Lord, give me what I'm supposed to eat tomorrow, today. Lord, give me what I'm supposed to feast on next month, today. Lord, give me what I'm supposed to build on 10 years from now, today. And God is saying, well, if I give it to you today, it won't be there 10 years. If I give it to you today, it won't be there tomorrow. There should be an intentional focus on saying, God, what is it that I need today? Like right now, give me my daily bread. Give me that which, and this reference of daily bread, it is a play on words. But let me read what Sheila wrote first. She says, meditate in his word is food to our soul, to nourish us and help us grow in him, to help us in that day, in that moment, in that season, etc. That's right, Sheila.
Yeah.
About that present. You about to ask something?
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, talk about daily. I mean, it's something that is necessary for life.
Right.
So you look at everything that you use in the physical for life and convert that to something that will be meaningful, something that you can gain and build upon, that will give you life in the spiritual. I
Yeah.
think we're on the same wavelength.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was thinking you have a
I didn't say anything. I didn't.
Let me raise my hand.
I intended it to say nothing.
You laughed. I heard you. I heard your thoughts. I want to piggyback
Okay.
off of
Tim and
what,
Porky. That's good.
off of what Abby's talking about and what I've been thinking about since you started. When there was a time where I may have thought of God every day, but I did not talk to God every day. I did not read the Word every day. And then I think about, is it possible to live an entire life without reading the Word or talking to God? It is. But let's just think about certain things.
Yeah.
When you go throughout a whole day and you don't eat, doesn't your mood change?
Absolutely.
Your mood is changing.
Absolutely.
The way you approach situations changes.
Yes,
And
yes.
so,
I hope y'all can hear Carolyn because she's speaking some good word.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
even if you face the same thing and you may be aggravated by something, getting into the Word, meditating,
Yes.
speaking to God, praying, doing all those things may have softened the blow.
Correct.
You see what
Correct.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may
Absolutely.
still be upset. I don't like to sell the dream that, I'm never going to be angry again.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it may
yeah.
have softened the blow in the beginning.
Absolutely.
And I believe that just like eating a meal, or not, I mean, can you survive? You can
Yeah,
survive 40
yeah.
days without eating anything, you know? You can survive even longer until you need water again.
Right.
And so therefore, but it does change your mood. It changes your body. It changes
Change your
everything.
energy.
And so therefore, it's the same thing with God. God's saying, if you go without me, it's going to change and shift your everything.
Absolutely.
Even in today.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
when you're starving today, just like you said, you're not thinking about tomorrow's meal.
Right.
Like, right now, your stomach is hurting.
And you want
And
food
you can
right
feel your
now.
belly on your back.
Right.
You know?
Now, let me just shift it a little bit for the sake of thought. Because it is true that the word bread is symbolizing the word as well. But bread does not just symbolize the word. Bread literally symbolizes everything that you
That
need.
has to do with God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayer, meditation.
No, with just life. See, because we have a tendency to think that God is not going to give you enough money for today. God's not going to give you enough rest for today. Like everything that you need for today, God is prepared to give you. In your prayer, you should be thinking about everything I need for today. Not just think about the spiritual stuff. Absolutely. Think about the intangible stuff. Absolutely. Give me enough peace for the day. Give me enough joy for the day. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But some of us, we need enough gas for the day. We need enough clothes. You know what I mean? We need enough diapers. Lord, I need enough diapers for my kids today. You know what I mean? Just get me through this day. It's not just the spiritual things. And sometimes we focus so much on the spiritual things that we don't even expect God to provide in the non-spiritual. We don't expect Him to provide in the tangible. If we pay attention to most of our life, we want God to give us everything spiritual, and we'll scrap for everything physical ourselves. And then we get mad when we fall short. And we're like, your life is so hard. And He's like, you ain't even asked for it today. You ain't even asked for it. Like, you know, like, this is a great example, right? Rent is due 5 days from now, right? You don't have it. You're saying, Lord, let me get this rent like 5 days, do something in 5 days. Like, you know what I mean? Like your whole mind is get it done in the future. When it happens last minute, like it always happens last minute, you ask for it to come 5 days later. You ain't say, Lord, I need this rent today. And the reason why we don't ask for it today is because we don't understand that if it doesn't come today, it's because we didn't need it today. See, when I want y'all to get this. When you pray, give us our daily bread. then whatever God has given you for the day is all that you needed for that day. There's a part where you have to switch your mind. Have you ever tried to eat enough for a whole week? I mean, we got some fasters in the room. I know when people, when they first start fasting, they have a tendency to try to like eat the meals that they about to like skip.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They'd be like, if I'm fasting for 3 days, I'm about to eat 3 days worth. Like now, so that I can have in their mind that I'll have enough to store. But it's never enough. Because you can't eat tomorrow's meal today. When tomorrow comes, there needs to be a meal ready.
Man, I was just saying that to myself, like, for some reason I've been tired, so, I'm busy. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to sleep all I can to preserve up this rest, like I can put it in reserve.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like scientifically, once you've lost that rest, you actually can't catch up.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, they say you can't catch up. You can sleep 24 hours and your body's still not going to recoup.
Yeah, not from then. It does it does whatever recouping it can do for the day. Like, you know what I mean? Every day you get what you need for the day. So a part of your thinking, part of your prayer is, I want what I'm trying to say, what I believe the Lord is trying to teach us is to be intentional in understanding that if I ask God to give me what I need for the day, He'll give me what I need for the day. Mm-hmm. And stop asking God to give me for the week today. This reference of daily bread, it comes from the manna reference. For those who don't know the story about the manna falling, it's dealing with that reference when they were in the wilderness and the manna was falling. And what God did was He gave them enough manna for the day. If they took too much, it spoiled. They could not store it for the next day. They had to go every day and gather fresh manna for that day. And the way that it would work is the only time that you can gather more, that's why this thing is going. There we go. Good. The only time that you can go and gather more was for the Sabbath. When the Friday before the Sabbath came, you were able to harvest double so that you can rest on the Sabbath. But that's the only reason, was to perpetuate the principle of resting. But the principle of daily bread was not to be disregarded. There is still a certain amount that you have to go get daily. There is an amount that God provides daily. And some of us, we don't trust God enough to go to Him daily to get what we need for the day. We want Him to give us the week's worth so that we don't have to trust Him every day. We can say, I got a week's worth, so I won't bother you no more, God. Thank you. I'll manage it from here. And God is saying, it's not my desire to give you a week's worth so you can come to me week after week. Here's why people get so fed up with church. They're like, I need something that's going to last you for the week. You ain't going to get nothing to last you for the week. You're going to get something that's going to help you for the day. You better be on your knees tomorrow. You better be in that word today. You need to do what you got to. Nothing will give you enough for the entire week. Go ahead.
But I feel like that's the danger of church. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like let me do my disclaimer out loud. I'm not knocking church. I still go to church, a physical building. This is church, but I still go to a physical building every once in a while. But what I'm saying is the danger is there's so much. Let me choose my words wisely. There's so much going on during a church service that it may fool people into thinking all that fills them on that day will overflow for the rest of the week.
Yep.
So.
And I wanna because by God's grace I try to be an avid faster. Is that even the word? Someone who faster? Is that what they are? Is that what you call them, a faster? Well, I try to fast regularly, and there'll be some days when I'm fasting, where I haven't eaten anything, and I feel really good. You know what I mean? It's like I got all the strength in the world. And then there's some days when I'm fasting that I can feel the lack of strength in my fast. And why are some days this way, the other days another way? I believe that it's because every day I should be going to God. Whatever strength I need, I should be going to God for it. You know what I mean? Whatever rest I need, I should be going to God. God will have a way of giving you the rest that you need. God will have a way of giving you the food that you need. You know, it's a documented fact that Americans consume more calories than what's actually necessary for the day.
Absolutely.
And sometimes God will do something to slow you down, and you think that it's some type of famine coming on, but no, that's your grace because you're going too far. And God is saying, I need you to slow down just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, this is the working of the Lord. So when something doesn't come that day, and you know what's crazy? If you really think back over your life, of all the things you thought you needed right then and there that didn't come right then and there, and you're still here, you still overcame, you still survived, at that moment you're like, if I don't get it now, it's going to be all over. But look at you right now, you overcame all that stuff that you thought you would have been lost in if God didn't do it. I need you to do it right now, God. And when God said you don't need it right now, I got a plan where you'll get it 3 days from now and it'll be on time.
So I can talk about my own journey. There were a lot of times where I spoke things over myself where I was like, if it doesn't happen right now, then I will never want it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Or if it doesn't happen right now, I won't want it in the next season.
Yeah.
And so, or it won't be the season for that anymore.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when time went by, I kept telling myself,
Yep.
I kept telling, well, I don't want it because the season has passed.
Yeah.
Instead of asking what God wanted for my life.
Right.
Instead of asking God, like, how do you want this journey to go?
Yeah.
You know, I never
Yeah.
took the time to see how he even wanted the journey to go to begin with.
Right,
You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I got lost in what I was speaking over myself, and I found that, like you said, I survived it, and I'm open to whatever God does for me at this point.
Yes.
Because now I know that whatever God does,
Yeah.
it is going to be on time.
Right. So let me give y'all now another practical example, right? So let's say hypothetically, I'm gonna try to choose just the most randomest thing. Let's say you're looking for a job, right? And you have you fill out an application, you got a job interview in 3 weeks. Most of us, if we really want that job, the moment we get that interview, we're going to pray, Lord, let this interview go well. Like, you know, like that's going to be our prayer. Lord, let this interview go well. It's 3 weeks early, and you figure I'm just going to saturate it with prayer. And I mean, I'm not saying that's wrong. There's room for that. If what I'm asking that we switch our thinking and say, Lord, what can I do today to prepare for 3 weeks? What can I do today? Like, what's the daily bread for right now? Because God never intended you to do 3 weeks worth in a day. He's given you 3 weeks, so every day you can do something to be prepared for the 3 weeks.
So then what you do in a day if you've been preparing for the 3 weeks?
What do you...
If you take advantage of the day to ask what can I do today
Yes.
for 3 weeks, what do you do on that day then?
On what day?
On the
day of the interview.
Oh, I mean, it's the day of the interview. Lord, here it is. The day is here. You know what I mean? And then you ask for what you want. So it's not like, and that's what I mean. It's not ignoring and saying, or I'm not going to ask for anything about that interview until the day comes. What I am saying is there are things that God will give you insight on. Things that God will tell you, call so-and-so. God will tell you, buy this color, and it happens to be the favorite color of the interviewer. You know what I mean? God will say, get this perfume, and it'll be the perfume that their mom wore. Like, you know, he'll give you that type of insight, and you may not see how it all connects, but he's giving you that insight. You know what I mean? But you're so busy, you know, worrying about a day that may never even come. You're so busy being consumed by the future that you're not being sensitive to what you can do today, right now. Like, what's the daily bread? So that's what I mean by not just the joy and the peace, because that's all important, and I don't want to minimize that. But most of us, hopefully most of us know that you got to go to God every day for your joy and your peace and your protection. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not going to God every day for that armor, because we talked about that before in the Friday experience. If you're not going every day to God to arm yourself, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are giving the enemy opportunities to attack you, and that's only your fault. Because we've already discussed it, and for those who probably this is your first time or whatever, or you're new to this, you weren't here for that. I want to tell you right now, you have to arm yourself every day. You got to go to God every day to cover yourself. You got to cover your children every day. You got to cover your family every day. But that's just the thing. These are daily things. You can't pray over your children, say, Lord, protect them for the week. You know what I mean? Like, no, just today. Like, that's how that works. But outside of just that spiritual things, there are some things that God wants you to do today. That you need to say, okay, what am I gonna? So, like, if you're in an exercise regimen, you know, we do meal prepping, right? Well, some of us, right? We meal prep, and the point of meal prepping is so that the meals can be ready every day, right? But there is a point where you stop thinking about prepping the meal and you start thinking about eating the meal every day. Because I've been there where I would meal prep and the meal is ready, but I'm so lost in my thoughts about the week that I don't even take advantage of my preparation. Does that make sense? It's like I don't even take advantage of it because I'm so consumed by what's coming in the week. It's like I'm thinking about all like how I have to deny this and how I have to deny that because I gotta eat this, and I'm not even taking advantage of my preparation. And not just that, if I do happen to slip and eat a bad meal, I'm dwelling so much on how I messed up on that meal that I forget about all the other meals that are prepared for right now. I'm just so focused on that mistake. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us tend to live life like that. We don't say, Lord, what's the daily bread? What do I need for today? What do I need for right now? And I think that will change our life. Or can you imagine what your prayer life would be if you trust God enough to just give you what you needed for just that day? And stop trying to use your faith to create a cushion. Why do you need a cushion when God is your supplier? Does God ever go broke? Does God have a financial drought like that? Is that what we believe about God? You know what I mean? Does God have a limited supply of health? So he needs to give you all the health he can today because he may not have some available tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we think. This is what we think about God. It's like, I'm challenging us. I believe God is challenging all of us to say, God, I trust you enough to go to you every day for what I need for just that day. You know, Jesus said it this way. Let me get my scriptures because it's actually in the same chapter, which is how we know it's the heart of God. Jesus said it this way in Matthew 6, verse 34. He says, so do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will care for itself. Each day has enough trouble in its own. You know what I mean? Like,
That's so true.
Yeah.
yes, it's true.
Even when it's a good day, I'm going to enjoy this good day.
Do you know how many people I know, babe, who when they have a good day, they be like, well, it ain't going to last long. Well, okay.
No. You know what? I said it before and I'll say it again. I probably was that person. I just can't live that way anymore.
Right.
Like, if I had a good day today, like I just revel in it.
Just enjoy it.
Like I'd be like, oh, today was good, boy.
Yeah. Enjoy it. Do you know how much stress would be relieved if you enjoyed the good moments and just took advantage of that space right now? And you recognize that God gave it to you because it's a part of your daily bread?
You know, but I'm not gonna lie. If I had an extra dope day, and the very next day is boo boo, I'd be like, dang, what happened to all that energy? What happened to all that? But I do look towards the next day. I'm not gonna lie. I do say like, well, Lord, today was today. Like at the end of that day, I say, well, you know, today was what it was. I don't want to carry that into tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. Because I don't.
Then don't carry into
No, I mean,
tomorrow.
I can't.
Like, we have to learn how to consume our meals today. Every blessing that God has for you today has a 24-hour expiration date. Every blessing God has for you for today has a 24-hour expiration date. You either get it today or you don't.
Sure.
I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. That Jesus said, give us this day our daily bread. Now, when's the best time to get your supply for the day?
That day.
In the morning. Right? If you're going to go to God and say, God, I need everything that I need for the day, the best time to get that is before the day starts. You don't go to God at the end, okay, Lord, let me get what I need for the day. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And why am I saying that? Because we really do, like you said, Carolyn, we can go through the day and have never received anything to be prepared for the day. And then when something happens, we run to God like, Lord, where is it? Can I be 100 with y'all? Because y'all know where I'm from, right? Y'all know where I'm from. You don't look for the gun when they start shooting at you. The gun better be on you already. If you wait for them to start shooting at you to be like, oh, let me go get this gun, it ain't going to end well for you. Does that make sense? It's not going to end well for you. You need to have it on you so that you're prepared for it. See, and when you have it on you, when he starts shooting at you, it's like, oh, I'm a fire back. Like, there's like, even like, as stressful as getting shot at is, there's like a level of peace knowing I'm prepared to fire back. There'll be some things, can I just be like, because I want to help y'all grow spiritually. There have been times where I'll be in my prayer in the morning and God will tell me about some attacks that are going to happen in the day. Like he'll drop that word. And a lot of times when we hear that word, we look at it as a negative thought versus a preparation for the day.
Okay, I had to learn that though. Like, you know, the closer you get to Christ, the more the Holy, you just like, it's like opening the door more and more and more.
Yeah.
You see more when the door opens more.
Right.
And I would wake up, and it's always in the morning.
Yeah.
I would wake up with this anxiety, like this heavy, like my heart's beating fast, like everything. And I would pray, like Lord, whatever it is, take care of it. Whatever it is, guide me through it. Whatever it is.
Right.
So on and so forth. And of course, a peace will come. At least for me, it does.
Yeah.
A peace comes over me. But it's low key scary because even though I've prayed for guidance through the situation and peace has been brought to me, like I'm low key like on my tiptoes.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen?
And that's what I want to shift. I believe God is shifting us from what's the word I'm looking for? There needs to be a security that God has given me everything I need for the day. So we might need guidance. We might need resources. We might need support. Whatever it is that we need, there needs to be a security that God has given it to me. If it came today, then there's bread for it today. And so when stuff hits you, instead of freaking out, you can say, God, where's my ration? You prepared, there's a preparation for this. You start looking for the preparation instead of dwelling on the problem. And I promise you, I can promise you, if you look for the bread that God prepared, you'll find it and be satisfied. I promise you that. If you look for the bread that God prepared for the day, you will find it and be satisfied. There's been times in the past where me and Abby would get a lump sum of money, and almost every time we got a lump sum of money, something would happen to our car. When we would get the lump sum, we're thinking, oh, let's turn it around, right? God turned it around for us. And then something would happen to our car. We're like, we got to spend all of it on the car. And it used to be frustrating until one day I realized, wait a minute. God is supplying the need.
Yep.
Right? Remember when we had that revelation? Like, yo, God is supplying the need.
Because the prayer was like, Lord, let us be diligent with your blessings.
Yeah.
So, when you give, we're going to save.
Yep.
We're going to give our tithe, all that. We give our tithe, and then the car breaks down. It's always, an extensive amount.
Yep.
And then we're left with, enough money to just go out to eat after that. And that's it.
Yeah. Kept happening over and over again.
Oh man, that's like 100% accuracy rate with that.
So, but it was refreshing to know God does supply our needs on the day. See, it's like, and when I say on the day, I want to be very clear. God can give you $1,000 today that needs to be spent 3 days from now. Like, He can do that, but He gives it to you today because it's the day that you need to get it. Like, that's what I mean. When I get it, it's because it's the day I was supposed to receive it. I'm not getting it late and I'm not getting it early. I'm getting it when I need to receive it. Because when I pray, and see, here's the kicker, right? This is a prayer model. If you're not praying, there's no security in what God has given you. You know what I mean? If you're not praying, you can't have that assurance that my bread is there for the day.
Right.
You can't have that assurance that I am good, that God has taken care of my whole day. You know what? I'll tell you this. The first dose of bread you get is your consciousness. When you wake up, that was bread for the day. That breath you took in, that was bread for the day. You know, He didn't give you enough breath for the week. He gave you enough breath for right now. Every breath you take is for right now. Learn this principle from God. That is, I am giving it to you consistently. You don't need a storehouse because I am your storehouse. I open up these windows and I pour it out to you. It's daily that I'm doing this. It's daily. There are things that you get in certain seasons, but the bread, Jesus says, ask for that daily bread. This is not an optional thing. The bread's not even favor. The bread is requirement from God. Like, I'm going to give this to you. Bread is the standard. Like, this isn't, I'm not favoring you by giving you the bread. I promise to supply all of your needs. It's a promise. It's not an extra blessing. This is the guarantee. It's not the commission. This is the base pay. Like, you know, everything you need for the day you're going to get. Period. Y'all got anything I want to add to that? Happy Sabbath. 'Cause I really want y'all to get that in y'all spirit where it's like, because it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to not ask for things in the future. You know what I mean? It's hard. And what I'm saying is don't ignore the things in the future. Just shift it a little bit. Just say, Lord, I know this is coming. What do I have to do today? And sometimes it's nothing. You don't got to do nothing today. And be okay with that. Y'all want to add anything? So we're going to meditate. Huh? I mean, you ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't got nothing else to say. We done. We through. If I move on, we're going to be here for another 45 minutes. We can say that for next week. You know what I mean? If next week even comes, right?
Give us this day.
Right. But that's all y'all need for the day. That's all. Actually, no, I will add this one thing because there are some people that are like spiritual gluttons, miracle junkies.
Oh gosh.
It's like they're obese in the good things of God, if you will. Like gluttony is a form of greed. Greed is not of God. And some people, they just want more than what they really can handle. You know, I put up that post, I think it was this week. You know, my time reference is off. But don't ask for increase, ask for space.
Yes.
You see that? Yeah, like we're asking for increase and we don't even have room for it.
Yeah.
We should be asking for space. You know what I mean? If I know for a fact, like without a shadow of a doubt, I am getting a new car tomorrow, I'll be sure that there's somewhere to park it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna just wait for it to come and be like, oh, where am I gonna put it? No, I'm gonna find. If I know it's coming, I'm finding space for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to live like that, where it's like I want what I'm going to get today. I want only what I can handle today. I promise you, when it clicks in your mind, when it clicks in your spirit, you're going to realize the blessing in only getting what you need for the day. Studying just enough for the day. Spending just enough for the day. Resting just enough for the day. Like when you start living day by day, like Jesus says, a lot of this overwhelming spirit that we get will be delivered from that. A lot of the anxieties and doubts and fears of the future will be delivered from that. I don't have to be afraid of the future if every day I'm doing something to prepare for the future. I don't got to be afraid of it. I don't have to be anxious about it because I maximize today. You know what I mean? Like if I, some of us when we're trying to lose 50 pounds, that's all we're thinking about, the 50 pounds. Why don't you just think about the half a pound today? You know what I mean? A quarter of a pound today. That's probably all you can handle anyway. Do what you have to do today. And if you're consistent today, and then you're consistent, if you have tomorrow, you're consistent again. Like when tomorrow becomes today and you're consistent in that, then when the months go by, you'll find yourself in a whole new place. And it's like, oh, look at this miracle. It wasn't a miracle. It was the way of the kingdom. It was daily you did this thing. You put $1 away a day, you would have $365 in your savings account at the end of the year. That's not a miracle. That's not a miracle. That's what it is. And some of us, that's a come up because we ain't got nothing in our savings account. Save $1 a day. Like literally, just put that $1 away. If it's that minor, just do it. Just do it. At the end of the year, you'll have all the money you need for gifts. You have that $300. Oh, look at all this gifts I can buy. Like, you know what I mean? Like your whole life changes when you can just focus on today. And say, Lord, I want whatever I need today. I want whatever guard I have to put up for today. Let me put it up today. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know what I mean? But they had to do something every day for Rome to be built. Yep. There's some protection that we do need a lot of protection from. So God says, I want you to pray every day for that thing. But that's the thing. You're praying every day because every day your prayer is adding on. You know what I mean? So that you can have that protection. If you don't do it every day, then when it hits you, you want to do this mighty prayer this one time and said, I'm going to get it done. It's like, no. You're wondering why the devil keeps beating you up because you're not taking advantage of today. So when he does hit you, you would have been prepared had you taken advantage of today. I really want our prayers to shift. Tomorrow when we wake up, I want it to be, Lord, give me today what I need today. I know that there's some things. Look, I got a cell phone bill due on the 12th. Well, I'm going to pray about what I need today. The Lord said I need you to pay it today. I'm going to pay. You know what's so crazy? And we're really going to end because it was Carolyn that kind of made me go longer. But, you know what's so crazy? I could remember God telling me to pay for certain bills ahead of time. And me being like, why am I going to pay for that today? I got like 2 weeks. I ain't paying for that today. And then like when the day comes, I don't even have it because I don't even know what I did with it. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what I did with it. And then what happens every time? It's like, I should have paid it 2 weeks. Like, you go back to, I should have just bought it. Yup. And the Spirit of God be telling you, today's the day. We're so quick thinking that we know the day. And God says, I know the day.
Right.
And I'm telling you what to do today.
We're getting a little entitled.
So we're getting
A little entitled.
Yeah, we are.
It's like, oh, I know. I'm your daughter. I'm a daughter of the king.
Yeah.
I know he told me that there'd be a day, I'm going to choose that day.
Right.
Right. That's how you be acting like, you know how we always talk about we hate entitled children?
And we are that.
We are the
entitled children. Yes, we are.
Like, bad. This is ugly.
We either act like we have no parents at all, and that we were orphans, or
mercy.
Right. It's
Mercy.
It's the woe was me, or I know who my father is.
Yeah.
He owned the cattle down the hill. What you need?
Yeah.
at any time he will provide. I mean, he can, but he's not. He gave you the preparation beforehand.
I mean, he'll provide today. There are so many scriptures today. If you hear his voice, don't harden your heart. Like, everything's about today. That doesn't mean you don't think about the future and all of that. What I'm saying is get your daily bread today. Don't starve yourself, excited about the meal that's coming next week, Don't miss all these good meals.
But you can prepare for the meal next week.
You absolutely can. By what you do today.
I got the concept that would be like trying to go to college, then you just got the kindergarten.
Right.
You gotta make the first grade first.
Right.
You gotta make the second grade. There's no way it's not so overwhelming and out of the picture.
Yes, exactly.
You focus on what you need today and know that he'll provide for today. And like God said, and build on like you had an interview in 3 weeks for what do I need to do so that when that day comes, you're not overwhelmed with I should do this.
Yeah.
You've been using the time that He gave you wisely.
That's right. I want everybody to close their eyes, reflect. I'm going to reflect a little bit. I want y'all to think about, do you trust God enough to only ask for what you need today? Do you trust God enough to say, God, I don't need anything more than what I can handle today? I feel it in my spirit, so I just got to get it out there. We're going to pray against the spirit of procrastination that's on a lot of people in the kingdom. Pushing off the things of today to tomorrow. And then wondering why tomorrow is so overwhelming. We gotta pray. How many times have we not taken advantage of today and then complained about tomorrow? Let's pray. Father God in heaven, I thank you that you promised to give us our daily bread. That every day there is a supply, a ration of what we need for that day. And Jesus taught us to not worry about tomorrow. Today has enough troubles. And we have the faith and the confidence to believe that you are giving us what we need today. Lord, I want to pray against the spirit of procrastination that has possessed so many of your children, and they're getting overwhelmed, and it's like they have seasons of being overwhelmed, and it hasn't yet clicked in their minds that they're storing things from the past. They're pushing things from the past on a day where it does not belong, and now they're anxious because they didn't capitalize on today. Lord, I'm asking for a measure of grace, a measure of mercy to forgive us for thinking that we can waste our day and then pray away our irresponsibilities tomorrow. Forgive us, God, for thinking that we can save up all of our meals for the week and then binge eat on one day and not feel some type of consequence and discomfort for not taking advantage of the daily bread. Forgive us, God, for only believing that you'll supply some things today, but other things we got to supply on our own. Forgive us for not having enough faith to look for our daily bread daily. Forgive us, God, for getting comfortable and not realize that there is something that you have for us to do every day. Even if it's just to rest. Even if it's just to commune, even if it's just to fellowship. Lord, some of us, we're trying to restore years of broken relationship in a day. And you're telling us there's only so much you can do today. And if I give you tomorrow, I'll tell you the rest to do. Lord, some of us were trying to repair a year's worth of poverty today. And you're saying, I know that you're ready to get out of your poverty. Do what I ask you to do today. And if I give you tomorrow, I'll give you the rest to do. Because, you know, it's funny. If we don't even see tomorrow, we would have wasted the day planning for something that we'll never experience. If today was truly our last day, would our bank account matter that much? If today was truly our last day, would our credit score matter that much? If today was truly our last day, would our degree matter that much? Would we not spend more time on the weightier things if we understood today was all we had? So Lord, help us to trust the daily bread. Help us to feast and eat on the daily bread, that we may have the nourishment for the day. And every day we will be stronger and stronger and we will get to that desired place. Let that be the spirit of our prayers, we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen and amen. All right, guys, if y'all were blessed, man. I pray that y'all were blessed. I said I hope y'all were blessed. Hope y'all were blessed. I already have the link up for those of you who want to give online. Oh, Cash App. You know, Cash App right there. My kids are on 10 today. I don't even know what's going on. You know what? But it's only today.
Going on but the rent.
I gotta actually make the bread for communion. I kind of learned from last week. These kids be killing our communion bread, so I'm gonna make it
Give us
fresh.
this day our daily bread.
Man,
That bread is
listen.
ready.
Listen, they take it literally. But you guys are.
That's why they down there cutting up.
They had. That's what it was. They mad right now. Their whole spirit is like, son, ain't right.
Where's my daily bread?
Where's my daily bread? My God. You guys are officially dismissed. Peace.